Hey Fizzle Sticks, what's good, buddy? Hey man, I just taking a couple minutes here this afternoon. It's a beautiful sunshiny day. You can see outside, kids are running around, birds are chirping, the dogs are running around. It's a great time. But hey, I just wanted to take 2 quick seconds and talk to you about something. You'd asked me a question the other day, and I thought it was really interesting after thinking about it, because the question was what is it about photography that just kind of came out of nowhere? Why do I have this sudden interest in photography? And I just thought it was funny that you asked me that question, because you're not the only one that's asked me that. You know, friends and family ask me that all the time. So I thought, hey, now let's answer that question. You know, I'm gonna tell you, boy, it all started with our trip to Southeast Asia last year. If you remember when we were on that trip, we were taking photographs, we were doing video, and we were having a good time. To be perfectly honest, to be specific, that night we were sitting down there on the beach, and you know, the little bar and grill there on the beach, and I was just taking video of you back and forth. I don't know, man, I really enjoyed that and had a great time with you and with that, and it all kind of just went from there. And as you know, I've had, you know, some stress and anxiety issues that I was managing, and once I got home and I just started running around, that really kind of seemed to be a good outlet for me. So I just continued with it. And you know, like I said, you know, I have the iPhone 10, so when I was on that trip, that's what I was using, was the iPhone. And you know, for me, it's, you know, I'm a pretty frugal guy. It doesn't make a lot of sense to run out and spend a bunch of money on a camera when I've never had this big thing for cameras, you know. So you know, a lot of these guys, you know, they'll just run out and dump, you know, a few grand on something and then never use it again 3 weeks later. But that's not me. And you know, but there's those people that, you know, grew up wanting to be photographers. They were always that little kid running around taking pictures of everyone, and you know, all the family events, they were the photographer. And that wasn't me, right? This all kicked in for me at that trip, and again, it just became such a good stress relief for me, and it eventually just developed into a creative outlet. And then to take it one step further, it's been something that, because you've always had an interest in media arts, it's something that we could work on and do together. And that's the best thing that ever could have happened to me. Would you call it a shutterbug? Whatever it is, man, I'm really having a great time with it. I know that I'm not the world's best photographer or videographer. I'm no Peter McKinnon by any means, but I'm having a fantastic time with it. So, you know, when I started, again, I started with my cell phone, and then after the trip, I started running around, and I thought it was kind of cool. I started, because I live in Las Vegas, so I took a trip down to Fremont Street one afternoon and just started running around doing some street photography. And I don't know, you know, I mean, it turned out to be something that just clicked, and I just ran around and I had fantastic time taking pictures of people. And you know, I mean, down there, the people watching is unbelievable, right? So you can have a great time. Everybody's tourists, half of them are loaded, so they're having a great time, and you can just walk up and take pictures of them, and you know, nobody knows the wiser, or you know, they're posing for you. You don't know. It was just a great time. And then, you know, just the different scenery, the architecture, the lights, that all was really fun for me. And then I got into, you know, a lot of just the street, just the grit, the feel of the grit and the street and the back alleys. And then, you know, I started exploring all the graffiti and the street art and wall art, and got further into the art district. And man, I never really explored that art district, but it's fantastic. So as I started doing that, I upped my game, dude. So I went and bought this case for my phone. That's all it is a case that goes on your phone. It's called the Shutterbox. And really, essentially, it changes your phone to where physically it operates more like an SLR camera. So it's got an extended battery here, so you can shoot for hours with that bad boy. And it gives you the grip. So you now have the grip feel. The trigger's right here, so when you're taking photos, you just trigger it right here for the shutter, so that gives you the click. And then I went out and I bought, you know, the lenses, and I'll show you some different pictures. This is the Moment lens, and this is the wide angle. So I'll show you a couple pictures with that. I've also got the the 58 millimeter telephoto lens for a moment, and those work on this Shutterbox case. So now I have an SLR style camera, so I can run around with the hand grip. I've got an extended battery so that I can shoot for days with that bad boy. I've got a wide angle, a 58 millimeter lens, and then I started with a couple of different apps. Moment has an app that you can use, and it works for video and it works for just still shots, and it helps you so that you can freely adjust your exposure, your shutter speed, all of that. So once again, it really operates like an SLR or DSLR camera. So I was using that, and that's how I got started learning. And you know, as I went through that learning process, I did recently up my game to, you know, another level. And I think anyway, you know, everybody's got their opinion. You know, this is mine. I'll kind of show you. This is the new rig here, so I'll just kind of show you that. So here's the new rig. So I've got the EOS Canon 90D. The lens that I've got on there now is the 18-135. I've also got a 50 millimeter prime lens, and so that's it. That's what I'm shooting with now, and that combination works phenomenal for the type of photography that I've been doing, and the videos as well. So, you know, I've recently found an interest that I never thought that I would do. Is, you know, I've been trying to work on some learning portrait photography, and you know, I want to get into doing some shoots with that type of stuff as well. That's really interesting for me now, and you know, I'll continue to play around with this and learn and grow with it and have a good time. But that's virtually the end of the story, man. I just wanted to let you know why the sudden interest. It was that trip. It all started on that trip. It was a stress relief, and it became a creative outlet, and now it's something that I get to work on with you. And so probably one of the best things that's happened to me in a long, long time. That's the answer to my question, or to your question. I look forward to seeing you, son. I love you so much. Stay safe out there. Have a good day. Hey Fizz, check this out, dude. Just one more thing. I was just packing my stuff up. I just thought this was super funny. You remember a couple weeks ago when I went down to Fremont Street and shot that B-roll, and I was telling you in my video that, you know, I couldn't believe that I went all the way down there and didn't have an SD card, so I ended up shooting with my phone. It's funny because I'll tell you this. Now that you've seen, I just showed you the rig that I used when I was shooting down there with my phone. I keep the Moment lenses in this little case right here. So as I'm getting ready to put it back, I've got the lenses in here, and lo and behold, looky what I found, an SD card. I completely forgot that, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, I got so sick and tired of always forgetting the cards that I stuck one in here so I would always have one. And I totally forgot that I put it in there. So just ironically enough, I went down there, forgot the SD card. Because I forgot the SD card, I did have the Moment lenses, which I pulled out of this case, and not only did I not forget an SD card, I forget that I had a spare. Crazy, right? So just thought that'd be a funny little something to throw in there for you while we were talking about these Moment lenses. And speaking of that, if you or any of your friends are interested, like I said, these are pretty cool little getup with this in the Shutterbox case. I have a lot of people ask me about that Shutterbox case, so I'm going to throw in the comment section below. I'll throw links down there for the gear in case you or anybody you know is interested. All right, son, I'm out. I love you. Peace out, boy. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. If you'd like to see more, click on the top left. If you'd like to see Troy and his videos, please click up on the top right. We'd both greatly appreciate it if you enjoyed the video, of course, if you would like and subscribe down below. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, suggestions. We'll gladly reply in kind.